What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of Call of Duty Zombies Revisited, where we go through every single Call of Duty Zombies map and I share my thoughts and opinions on it. And today we have the map 5. Now, for me, 5 was the very first map I ever played. And so, to me, based on Kino and this map was always my preferred one, even though I think it's a pretty difficult map. And just to start off, I mean, we have the cast. You have John F. Kennedy, Robert McNamara, Richard Nixon, and Fidel Castro. That's just an all-star lineup right there. You can't really get better than that. And it's just so cool. You know, three of them besides maybe Robert McNamara. I never knew who he was, but he still has some pretty good quotes. And honestly, I feel like all of them have pretty iconic or good quotes. You just have a really cool cast of characters. But yeah, and then to start off, I mean, it's slightly different because there aren't any windows to say. You have the glass doors, and then you have to knife those in order to see the zombies, which is nothing really that special. But it's kind of cool that you have to start the map a little differently. Where with every other map, you go check the windows to see if the zombies are there. You either board up the window or you wait for them to tear it down, I believe, and you can always see the zombies. But in this map, you gotta break the windows first if you want to see them. So it adds a little something of spice to it. It's really not that big of a deal, but it's something different. Just wanted to throw that out there. Other than that, I would say this is really the first map that's a lot different than anything we've seen before. I know I said it before with World at War, where you were basically always in a dinky, dirty building, except for Shinonuma, but that's also kind of a dark map. Then you had Kino, which is a dinky, dirty building, but it's a theater, and Verrückt was an asylum. But this map's just bright. It's kind of colorful, at least in the top room, and it stands out among all of the previous maps so far. And so you have that. You also have the two elevators, which are a cool addition to get you. Basically, the way I like to see the map is you have the top floor, the middle floor, and then the bottom floor, which is like the lab area. And so personally, I like to stay up in the top floor till like round, I think I would say 5, maybe 4 or 5. And once I get enough points, then I run down and then I try to buy the MP5K. But once again, this map especially shows me that almost every gun in this game has such poor ammo. And I feel like it was really hard to get a decent weapon, even when hitting the box, because you just have such a low ammo. And then it's just a struggle. And then on top of that, is it 10 rounds or 5 rounds after round 10, I think, you have the Pentagon Thief, who was a very cool dude. Very annoying, but very cool dude. And basically the whole thing is he runs after you to take your guns. Now on this map specifically, where there's a lot of tight corners and not a lot of ammo, a guy like him to take your guns is very annoying. But it does create a very hectic moment when you're trying to find like a corner to hide so that you know exactly where he's coming from to take your guns. And then after he takes your guns, you teleport to the lab area, which is the basement. And speaking of the basement, that place is like a maze. First times playing it recently, I was very confused where to go. I didn't even find power the first time. I ended up having to, I had to leave, so I wasn't able to keep playing that. I would have eventually found it, which honestly, it's not that hard to find. You just gotta follow the wire. But at that time, I was being stupid. But that whole place is like a maze and is not a place you want to get caught down there, especially after power's turned on. It is nice that you have the teleporters, though, to kind of get out of a sticky situation. And then I'm pretty sure Nova Crawlers only spawn down there. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if you stay on the top or the middle floor, you don't get Nova Crawlers to spawn in unless you headed to the lab room. And in the lab, you had that one pig. I don't know what his deal is. Were we supposed to have zombie pigs at one point? I knife him to put him out of his misery. I assume that's the good thing to do. I don't know why the zombies aren't going after him. It would have been cool if you could kind of use him as like a monkey bomb type thing. That would have been kind of cool. But it's whatever. And then in the middle room, for Pack-a-Punching, they finally did something different with Pack-a-Punch. I mean, this is only the third map to have Pack-a-Punch, but at least they are doing something different with it. It's not that big of a difference. You have to get up to DEFCON 5, and then once that's open, if you enter any teleporter, it takes you behind the jug room to Pack-a-Punch. And then speaking of Pack-a-Punch, which I forgot to mention with the Pentagon Thief, if you are able to kill him, he gives you the bonfire sale, which is just such a great drop, where it turns Pack-a-Punch into only 1,000 points for each gun. And there isn't no double pack in this, so it's only 2,000 points for whatever guns you have. It's a very good reward to give him for how annoying he is, especially with the limited ammo and him taking your guns. I believe if you kill him after he takes your guns, you get your guns back, and he will drop the fire sale. For having such a a nuisance of a boss there. At least his reward is rewarding, so you can kind of give him a pass for him being annoying, unless you can't kill him, which happens to me a lot. And then we also had a new wonder weapon in this map, the Winter's Howl, which is a freeze gun. Now, I know, I don't think it does that much damage, but where I got up to, which is like around like 15, it was doing pretty decent work. You'll see in some of the gameplay where I'm running at the top in the middle room, and then I had to turn around because I saw a group of zombies, and then I got trapped, but I used the Winter's Howl, and it was able to get me out of the situation. And at least at that round, it seemed like it was okay at killing zombies. I know they stick there, but I think you can run through them. But it doesn't have that much ammo like every other gun I've seen so far in Black Ops 1. But it seemed like it was kind of good to have as a backup, just to kind of get you out of a sticky situation. But I guess the problem there is, if you have the Winter's Howl, and then you have whatever other gun you have, that's not a lot of ammo between them. And so you're really only relying on your primary weapon and the Winter's Howl to get you out of this sticky situation. So it does make it a bit difficult. So I think Mule Kick would actually help a lot in that scenario. And then when you pack punch, you get the Winter's Fury, which I didn't really know a difference. I think you get a little bit more ammo. It probably does more damage. But where I was at, I really just needed it for the ammo. That's really the whole thing. I struggled with points and ammo in this map. And then you have the Pentagon Thief that takes your guns. So it does make it kind of a difficult map. Then you also have the Nova Crawlers, which I don't really like. They keep farting in my face and make it hard to see. I don't know anybody who likes getting pink eye, but that's basically what they're doing to me. It's very annoying. But yeah, that's all I had to say about the map. Let me know what you guys think of it. And once again, if you like the video, feel free to like and subscribe. And let me know what other things you want me to do. And I'll see you in the next one where I believe we're playing Ascension. See ya.